Hey everybody, it's Kiki, and I'm outside doing some weeding. So, if you guys have been following my channel and just following me, you would know that I've been going through a little rough patch. We got some bad news that our grandma was doing a little bit sick. We found that out last week. So honestly, last week was just a really tough time, and so I talk a lot about depression, anxiety. I'm clinically diagnosed with depression and anxiety. This is nothing new, but when that news hit last week, it really brought on like a kind of episode for me, and honestly, I just decided it was best to just let myself feel it. Just let myself go through the emotions so that I could come out on the other side better. And as you can see, it's 1 week later. I'm doing much better. And I attribute that to just being able to take time out and feel my emotions and be able to process and move on. Just wanted to say shout out to everybody who reached out to me last week. I'm sorry if I scared anybody, but this is just part of my process. And since I know I talk about depression and anxiety, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys what it's like, to show you guys when I'm having like a moment, because a lot of people don't share that part of themselves publicly. So really, did I want to share it? No, I just wanted to sit there. But at the same time, I thought, this is an opportunity to really speak to the people who think they're in it by themselves and, think they're going crazy or don't know how to deal with their emotions. And I just wanted to share and just be like, you're not alone. And it's okay. And it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be depressed once in a while. As long as you are taking care of yourself nutritionally, spiritually, you're talking to someone about it, it's okay. So, or if you're new to the channel and you don't really know what I'm talking about, I'll put a link to my video where I just talk about this is what depression looks like. Anyway, so that whole little segue, that little intro was just to my peeps. Just thanks for just always supporting me and always looking out for me, and allowing me to be the best me I can be. So like I said, I'm doing way better, and I am gonna jump right back into the story time with that time my husband V found a body. So we had just moved into a house. This is our first rental house. We had a couple apartments at this time, but this was our first rental house in Richmond. We were living in Virginia at the time. And I'll go into the neighborhood in that environment. That's a whole nother story time, but I'll just tell you all about this particular incident. So we had just moved in. We're feeling special, because it's a house. And we started gardening and really just trying to make it a place of our own. And at that time, I was working downtown Richmond. We really didn't live far from downtown. We lived probably, I'd say, 6 to 8 minutes outside of downtown. Like, my commute was amazing. So anyway, sometimes I would come home for lunch, and just chill out at the time V was home, because he was getting ready to try to get back into school. So anytime you got like a strong wind in a specific direction, we would always smell something. Like, I didn't know what it was. It was just like you just got this smell wafting if it was like a strong breeze. And then there was this one spot that the dogs, both dogs, we had Ella and we had Guinness at the time. Guinness was crazy. Guinness was like certified crazy. He was a crazy dog. If y'all want to hear about Guinness, drop a comment below. But yeah, at the time, Ella and Guinness, they always used to run, sniff around at this one spot in the backyard. And Ella especially used to like to roll her body in it. She used to just lie down on the spot and like just rub her body on it. She's trying to get the smell on her. Ella, she's real nasty. Like, if y'all get to know her, Ella is real nasty. She's a nasty dog. Anyway, so, and Guinness, he was always like sniffing around and looking for, like, it looked like he was chewing. It looked like he was eating something. One day, I got off work and I headed back to the house. So I got home, walked in the front door, and the way the house was set up, it was kind of like a shotgun house a little bit. So, like, if you open the front door and the back door is open, you could see straight through the house. So I opened the front door, the back door was open, so I could see all the way into the backyard from the front of the house. As soon as I open the door, I hear V shout, "I found a body." And at this time I'm confused. What are you talking about? What body? We just moved in here. Oh my God, there's a body in the backyard. Are we gonna have to call the cops? Like, what is going on? Like, I did not sign up for this. I found the body. So I'm like, oh crap. Immediately I run straight through the house. I go to the backyard and there's V with a shovel digging a hole in the backyard. And I see like this black trash bag. It was very shallow. I'd say maybe like, it had to have been maybe a foot below the surface. Where he started digging, there was a trash bag there. So I came out, I was like, what the hell is going on? He was like, there's a body in this trash bag. I'm like, what kind of body? What do you mean? Like, do I need to call somebody? So he kind of like opened up the bag a little bit to kind of see what's going on. He was like, oh, it's gross. It's like soupy. But, it's a dog. It's a dead dog. So my immediate reaction was like, thank God it's not a human and we don't have to deal with any kind of drama like that. But then the secondary reaction was like, that's disgusting. And so, but it solved a lot of questions that we had. Because this was a couple weeks into when we had moved into that house. When we dug this up, it was like, oh, like, Ella, you're rubbing your body to get the essence of this dead dog. And Guinness, you were eating this dead dog. It was pretty gross. We later found out from the neighbor that the previous renters that lived there, they had their dog on a long leash. You know those outdoor leashes would be like 10 foot, 30 foot, something like that. So they left the dog on the leash, and I guess he just ran up on the porch and he jumped off the porch. He jumped off the stairs of the porch and he ended up hanging himself. Like, this is very morbid, I know, and at the time, I guess, you know, they're renters and they're broke and they're like, well, the dog is dead, let's just put him trash bag and bury him in the backyard. So anyway, we solved that mystery. We never had any more bad smells wafting over, and needless to say, we had to give both dogs like a serious cleaning after that. But yeah, not something that I was planning on dealing with coming home on my lunch break, the body of a dog outside. But moral of the story is, guys, just don't move to the hood. Like, we have so many experiences in this one neighborhood. I'm sure I could probably do a series of all our experiences at this place. But it's Kiki. That's story time for me this week, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.